Well, top of the morning to you, ladies. My name is Man Buck. Welcome to the Silverrun family tree farm. This is the Platinum Expansion map. And, to get into the Platinum Expansion world of fun, why not try something that is a little bit off the grid? So, with that being said, we have a handful of jobs that need to be completed today, of which all are going to require a lot of driving and trying to navigate through very small places. We need the ram to get this job done firsthand, which is taking our old Ford 8N out of our display tractor shed and getting that to service. The reason I got to take it in to get serviced is that it is not a traditional 8N and that it's been modified, and I don't necessarily have all the stuff required of tools to get the job done. So I'm going to take my 18-foot dual axle trailer, and I'm just going to haul it into town and get that thing looked at, because we also have to fix a small leak that I know is coming out of the transmission on it. That's not the main problem that's going on with that tractor. We haven't been able to figure it out yet. But being the first time we're on here, like I say, you're kind of seeing we got a big assortment of machinery that is used across to maintain this farm. This farm consists mainly of, I for the life of me cannot remember that actual style of spruce tree, but the Christmas tree itself is the main selling point at this farm, but we also have a big market for the pine trees, of which you guys can kind of see is our bigger supply stock right there. And coming into the farm, we have a big assortment of small pine saplings. So the only thing that sucks about this farm is I did not make this for very big vehicles to get through here. This is kind of a one and done sort of deal. But as we roll up to the shop, which I'm actually going to readjust myself here quick, you will see that we got a handful of old tractors in here. Now, the nice thing about all of those is that these can be used to pull the hay racks throughout the holiday seasons. We have one hay rack that is sitting up currently by the back trailers, as you guys saw a little bit earlier, but we also tend to, from year to year, put racks up on our hauling trailers, and we will use those as hay rack rides as well. I'm trying to work out a path that I can use to do a bigger one that kind of goes up and around the loop to explore the map, kind of that general direction. But we need to get this old Ford up to the shop. You can kind of see the oil spots that are going underneath here. Like I said, it's leaking from the tranny, but then there's just something that's not working right in the engine. I haven't been able to figure it out. I've checked timing, I've checked compression, I've checked fuel, I've checked spark, I've checked all of that stuff, and it just doesn't want to do it. It does have an old Ford V8 in it, so that's why I'm kind of confused that I can't seem to figure it out. But I got a buddy that works on these tractors quite often, so he said he'll take a peek at it and see if he can't figure it out. But we're going to have to get our ramps down here, as the ramps are not attached to the trailer. These are just pull-off sliding ramps. I believe these are about 4-foot long aluminum heavy-duty ones. Now I'm just going to have to get it, because these things don't like to sit on there very much. There we go. Up and on the trailer we go. Set that right over the axle. We'll just slide these right underneath of it. There we go. And we will strap that down. And we should be set to go. Now, the other problem with this is that, like I said, it's just very difficult to get out of here, so I kind of gotta swing back to there, and then I might be able to turn out of here just fine. It's not a very crew cab long bed friendly place to be working with this truck, so we will sneak our way back to the front gate, and we'll see you guys at the repair shop. I'm not much of a forestry guy, but this map is just beautiful. So if you guys haven't already, go check out the Platinum Expansion. There's a lot of great content that actually comes from the DLC. The one thing that I have noticed is that I had no idea where anything really is, but my buddy's shop should be somewhere around here. If not, then I know I'm lost, which I probably am, because I have not gone this far yet, north yet. Nope, 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 here it is. So this is my buddy Ezekiel's shop. He's kind of a specialty at working on these older Fords. So I'll kind of leave it to him to figure out what's going on with this thing. But we got to get back to the tree farm so we can start getting ready and prepping for the hay racks. Now, Ezekiel said he should be able to get that looked at this afternoon, and hopefully he can find the issue fairly quickly. But we got to get on to other projects, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Ram back, and I got to get the Ford here ready to go because I have to go pick up a bunch of spruce tree saplings. So I think I'm going to load the old Bobcat up onto the 30-foot flat deck, and then we can get that on the road and start picking those up. I think first we'll get the F450 fired up here, let that get slightly warmed up. That is a powerhouse truck. This does not really ever disconnect from this trailer, just for the simple fact that it's really the only combo that I do a lot of hauling with. But we need to grab the 863, since that already conveniently has the pallet forks on it. And I believe we have about 5 or 6 of each saplings for pine and spruce that we got ordered that we need to go and pick up. Flip this around here. Yeah, that's right. I forgot I was on the forks have a camera on that one. So we are loaded up. We are just gonna put our ramps up here, shut the Bobcat off, and we are gonna be hitting the trail. Strap that. Boom. We are set. Let's get on the road. So just now arriving, we're going to get the Bobcat undone here so we can get ready to go. And yes, it is 5 pallets of each. So these are all pine saplings, and these are all spruce saplings. So we are going to get these loaded up with the Bobcat. This shouldn't take too long, but I might have to adjust my forks a hair.
Later.
After a little challenging fight with the skid loader, I ended up just going for the base game pallet forks because the other ones just were being too much of a pain. It's like I love those forks, but they just don't want to work right now. So sadly, we have the base game loader forks. Now we're able to load these things up. So let's get to loading these trees. What I like to do is I want to try and get a little bit better at running this stuff first person, so that way when I'm actually attempting to operate said equipment, I have a little bit more, how we say, on-hands experience. So, up the hill here. For those of you guys that also didn't know, I was out helping Grant with his tiling project for his fields the last few weeks. So his next IRL farm video that involves the drainage tile, your boy Bucky actually was out there helping him out. So that was a rather fun week. And here goes the last pine. Now what I'm going to have to do is go out and scooch the boxes sideways. That way I can fit the spruce right next to it. There is all of those. We're actually just going to make this easier on ourselves and pull these sideways. we go. And that should be just enough room to get the spruce boxes in on the side. So we'll catch you guys once we get those loaded up too. We are down to our final contestant. One thing I've had to do this entire time is I have to put the fork so far left, so that way when I actually drop the box, I can just kind of get out and scoot it over, but I'm not driving off the edge of the trailer. Let's see if I can just kind of... Yeah, let's do this. And we'll kind of push the box around a little bit here. There we go. That out of the way there, and then we just push this forward. Boom, and we are set to go. So let's just pop this back to its original spot. Strap her down. Let's get our straps on our boxes here to keep these in line. Oh, and let's get a move on. I don't know if I'm going to unload these right away once I get back, because I'll have to do a little bit more work, but we'll at least have the saplings ready to go, so that way we're good to go for once they need planting. Now, I haven't gotten a call back yet from Ezekiel, but I do know, at least for a fact, on this Ford, I'm really liking the trailer brake setup that I got on this thing. It's really doing nice, so I don't have to worry too much about going down hills. It's also pulling very, very well, so very good experience on that. Well, we'll roll back up to the back half of the yard for this, so we don't need to, like I said, unload this stuff right now. Watch our trailer there. Well, let's park this back up in the backyard. And we're going to grab that 7810 and pop over to the front half of this tree line. So that truck should be good to just sit here for a little bit. Like I said, we don't necessarily need all the stuff that's on there right now. But what I'm going to go and get is the 7810 because I have to go and grind a little stump that has been a pain in my side since the day I found out that it was there. And this is our mulcher tractor, since, like I was saying earlier, this is about the only tractor I got that has the power to run this thing. Even though it doesn't need to do very much or very long, still nice to have something that's meant to do it. And there's that little stump, that little pesky son of a gun. I thought I ended up getting him, but apparently I missed it. Swing around the backside here. And I probably could have went that way, but I'm going to go around the long way just so I can check to make sure there's nothing else over here. Bambi on the run. We got Bambi on the run. Don't think there's any more of them up here. Nope, it's just that one, so we'll get down here and we'll chop this little guy up. And simple as that. There we go. Now that's out of the road. We will park this back up. And I believe what I might do is I'm going to go out here and I'm going to water the trees, since it has been quite dry out here. But I think to do that, we're going to grab the Landy. So we'll park that up, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab the Landy, so that way we can get the trees sprayed up here a little bit with a little bit more water, since it's been rather dry the last few weeks. So we're going to go hook up to the Hardy sprayer that I got here. It's basically an orchard sprayer, but the difference is when I do my spraying, it's not straight like chemical. It's mainly water, but there's a slight additive that I put in this that helps keep the pine needles on the spruce from turning brown, as well as it
just kind of prolongs its lifespan a little bit. So I'm actually going to fill up down at the hydrant down here at my shed, because I keep the additive in the inside. But it should take about, I'd say, 5 minutes to get this tank filled up. So we're going to get that ready to go, and we'll catch you guys once that's been filled. Okay, so we will close the fill lid on that. Let's close this up. Gonna take a second. There we go. So this is I believe, a 12-to-1 ratio. Like I said, it's not very, very much. I mainly just like to water these trees. But there is a 12-to-1, so every 12 ounces of water, there is 1 ounce of chemical. But what we're going to do is we're going to spray these trees, get them nice and watered down, so that way they stay nice and fresh and fit for the holiday season. And yeah, it's this is... Obviously, you do not want to be drinking this water, but there's just enough chemical in there that it helps this stay healthy and prolong its lifespan. But I don't like to apply it too much, because then again, of course, you put too much chemical on anything, and of course that's going to not be the greatest thing for it. Now, I definitely know this stuff is helping, because I put it on about 3 times a month. And particularly during this holiday season, I have some of the best tree selling records on the market compared to of other tree farms. I also have some of the best variety in terms of the quality, size, shape, weight, proportions. You know how everybody likes to have a slightly different Christmas tree, give or take the seasons. Now, of course, Walmart and Ace Hardware with their pre-lit plastic ones are starting to slightly put me out of business. I really do like to get a lot of the family photos out here, just for the fact, I mean, I got like the beautiful lake, the trees, the white fence, and some of the best trees in the entire county. So we'll flip this around, and this should be our last pass of this field. I can't really get into my other field as easily, just for the fact that it's just the trees are a little bit more closely packed, so I usually have to hand spray those. But this is my best lineup that I got right here. I will probably do a line through the pine trees over there, and then the little pine trees, they don't need anything. Same thing, I just kind of hand spray those. One thing that's nice that I never have to manage is the gift shops and the Dairy Queen. Those guys are completely separate entities from me. They just lease that space. So all I really have to do is just basically collect rent from them. But it really does help make this property pop when you have that ability to offer all of that extra activities for all these families to do when they're coming out here. I think what I might just start doing is I'll pull through this and come back out the back side, because this is not like built to turn things around in here at all, in the slightest. I'm having a heck of a time moving anything around here. So we'll swing this right through here. Beautiful. And we will pop out. One thing about these pines, I cannot throw myself out of my seat because there's so many drop-offs in this place, is that they're a lot harder to drive through because I'm scratching most of the glass while I'm doing it. But nonetheless, we gotta spray them. Be the best, you gotta continue to do the best. Spin around, get one more pass in, and I think that probably should do it for the day. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys did end up liking this and want to see a little bit more of this tree farm, it's kind of going to be a learning experience. I'm going to try and actually do a little bit of research on how people run these kinds of farms, but it's just going to be for fun. I am actually not able to do a full-blown tree farm. Farm Sim just technically wouldn't really allow it, but I wanted to kind of get into the Platinum DLC, kind of show you guys what's able to go on around there. And hey, it's getting towards Christmas time, so gotta have a little bit of fun with festivities. But I think that's going to do it for me, guys. Be sure to check out the BUCH'D Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who is in it. And as I've stated before, we're getting close to that 50,000 subscriber mark. So if you guys haven't already, smash that subscribe button. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. This is the Rental Man out.